Dilmira, welcome to Diva Wears Atlas.
I did like a blush video and it hit like 8 million views in like a day. A lot of my confidence comes from my mom, Muqqedes Qurban.
When did you start to embrace Uyghur culture when you were a little girl?
As much as I loved being Uyghur growing up, there was also a part of me that kind of hated it.
I can't imagine not having a twin, and I feel really bad for those that don't.
That's when that English thing happened. No one can understand you. Choosing to drink chai instead of like toast in the morning. It's so empowering to see women that look like me on social media. This is all she can do.
Yes, and?
When I think of Uyghur culture, I think of community. It's like I'm FaceTiming my girl.
Beautiful mommies that were found in Taklamagan Desert.
I would be a mummy.
Dilmira, welcome to Diva Wears Atlas.
Yes.
For the listeners, Dilmira is a content creator on social media sharing Central Asian cultures and her life, a lot of beauty tips. To start off, I would say the question I ask all of my guests, when is the most recent diva moment you experienced yourself?
I don't know, my whole life I feel like a diva. There's no moment where I feel like a diva. I guess to my dad. He takes care of my car stuff, so I felt like a diva asking him to take care of my car stuff.
I love that you said your whole life you felt like a diva. That's just something innate. Like, where is that source of confidence come from for you?
So I was never really a confident kid growing up. I was actually very shy. A lot of my confidence comes from my mom, because my mom is a very confident, like flamboyant, loud person. And so I think as I grow older and as I grow to an age where I understand her more, I kind of emulate her more, and like my mannerisms are mostly like my mom's. So she was actually a famous singer back home growing up. The reason why she started singing wasn't even because of her. It was because she got into like this singing competition and then she won by like accident, I guess, because she was a really good singer. And then after that, her career kind of took off and she started doing movies and like singing, and she got into fashion. So a lot of my fashion influence is from my mom. A lot of my bags, they're from my mom.
That is so cute. Wait, so another Uyghur diva who is a singer, what's her name?
So Muqqedes Qurban. I don't know if a lot of like people in my generation know of her, but the older generation, they do all recognize her when we go to like events and stuff. She was a singer. She sang Anna Tumar. So yeah, that's my mom. But it's like a song about her parents. My Chongappa and Chongdada.
It's an original song that she
It's an
wrote.
original song, yeah.
I will need to look it up and I'll link it in the descriptions. I love finding out these like classic gems, and your mom sounds so cool. What film has she been in?
I don't know the name of it, but there's like clips that went viral on, what's the Chinese TikTok? I forgot what
Douyin?
it's called.
Douyin?
Yeah, that Douyin, yeah, that one. Like she got some clips from her movie that went viral. I know the plot. I think it's like this drug dealer is like in love with her or something, and then it's a different love story with her and this other guy. And then the drug dealer tries to like drug her. Something like that.
That's a crazy movie. Is the movie in Uyghurca as well?
Yeah, it is.
Let's get into your childhood, since you talked about your mom. By this point, listeners will get the context. We're both Uyghur girls. What is your childhood like? Did you grow up here?
I was born and raised in Houston. You can tell from my like mannerisms, how I speak. My southern twang comes out a little bit sometimes.
I don't have a lot of like actual Uyghur American friends, so you're one of my first Uyghur American friends, so I'm very intrigued about your experience. What is it like growing up as an Uyghur girl in Houston?
I didn't really feel different before I went to school because I grew up with a lot of Uyghur girls that were my age. And my mom and dad did a really good job of making us feel like we were not different growing up. And so we would spend a lot of our times in the summer or like outside of school with our Uyghur friends that made us feel like we could fit in America without feeling like we were outcasted at all, even though we are in a minority group. And then also like within Central Asian countries, there was like a lot of Uzbek people, and Houston is very diverse. I was never bullied because of my ethnicity. I never felt different. I always grew up with different types of people around me. The only thing is that I just couldn't relate on being Uyghur, like specifically at school. There would be race pockets in school, but I couldn't really like fit in with like the East Asian group because I wasn't East Asian. And a lot of people didn't even know that I was Asian until like later on. And then I couldn't really fit in with like the Hispanic group because I wasn't. But then I look Hispanic, so a lot of people were confused. So growing up, a lot of people thought I was actually Mexican. Every single time I get like any type of ethnicity that's not Uyghur, I'm like, okay, like that's cool. Like I like that.
Which group did you ended up sticking with as a young girl in the public school system?
The hack is to hop.
Okay.
From each group. I didn't stick to one group. I was like the token Uyghur girl in each group. I think that kind of made me more open-minded because I will say, like, as much as I loved being Uyghur growing up, there was also a part of me that kind of hated it because I was in such an Americanized environment and everyone was so open-minded. But then when I would go and like get sucked back into, I would call it like the Uyghur world, like my mind would literally warp and it would be like, oh, things that are valued in our culture is not valued in American culture. Because sometimes growing up, I felt like I was performing a lot with the Uyghur community because I feel like as a woman too, there's so many expectations on you that it's just like unsaid. Like there would be comments on like weight or like if you got acne from the older generation. And then what would ground me, that was my friends. My friends would reassure me and all of us, we would reassure each other and because they also got the same treatment.
I uploaded a new profile picture. My mom is like, you look fat. I'm like, you don't think I know that? Thank you very much. I'm working on it.
It's crazy. But like, obviously we know it's not bad intentions. It's just how they grew up.
Even you, like growing up as Uyghur American, is balancing the two identity. I experienced that coming here at age 18. I had a first like similar phase of like completely being too assimilated to US culture. I didn't even realize that happened to me. I actually recently looked back and processed it. I think the first 4 or 5 years I was just like so excited about my new life and the culture around me and wanting to fit in. And imagine that for you as a little girl whose frontal lobe is even more impressionable.
Yeah.
So I went through a phase of just like I'm speaking mostly English and like adopting all the values in the US. And then there's like a shift after a certain point. I'm like, wait, my culture is what makes me me and unique. And it's part of my identity, and embodying that empowered me so much. When did that transition happen for you? When did you start to embrace your Uyghur culture when you were a little girl?
I think it was also, I relate to that where it was in recent years where I started being more intentional with how I lived my life. And when I started being more intentional, I realized that a lot of things that I do on a day-to-day basis is literally because of my culture. And when you start recognizing it, that's when you start appreciating it. The food I ate, because growing up, I hated eating Uyghur food because it was just so different. And I also thought that it made you fat. Like there's so much carbs, fat. But then like at an older age, I realized that when I'm sick, like I crave polo, lahmen, like I want that manta, like I just need Uyghur food. Especially when I became independent from my family, I just wanted to feel that nostalgia again. So I started implementing the culture back into my life intentionally, choosing to drink chai instead of like toast in the morning. That's when I started appreciating and realizing that it was really a big part of my life. So when I think of Uyghur culture, I think of community. And I think it's really hard to practice it if there's not another Uyghur person next to you being able to practice it with you. And like just getting together with large groups of people. A lot of the times when I was younger, my mom and her friends, they would do this thing called chai.
My mom still do it till this day.
Yeah, and so like I love that for them, to be honest. This type of like feminine like hangout I think is so empowering too, because that was our like Met Gala, like me and my friends. We would dress up, we would like do our hair. Even though we didn't look that good, we thought we did, and that's all that matters. A lot of things like that growing up was really helpful for us to get more implemented into our culture. Our friends, we still kind of do our own chai, which is like our own get-togethers. Like we go to each other's houses. Even though we're both Americanized, we still kind of kept that culture because we love it so much and we think it's like a big part of our lives. That would connect us back. And community living, like being able to have people around you to remind you that you're Uyghur is, I think, a huge thing. And a reason as to why I feel Uyghur American and not just American.
When I was detached from my culture the first few years in US, I didn't have anybody around me, and I think that was a big factor. What about the language? How do you stay connected in speaking Uygurca? And Uygurca'ni sözleyelim siz?
Azraqlam. I don't know if all Uyghur Americans feel this way, but I think any type of first gen child can like feel this disconnect with language at first because you don't really speak it day to day in your life. I think this is really common with kids that grow up speaking multiple languages. When you grow up not learning one language, you end up not learning any. That's when that English thing happens and no one can understand you. The grammar gets mixed too. So on top of that, you're speaking Uygurca in like an English way. I would get in trouble so many times. I would like say the wrong thing. My mom would call me gacha like all the time. Honestly, there's not a lot of good resources to learn the language from. Like growing up, I really tried to learn on like a grammatical level, like trying to get fluent. But I think the only access to the language we had at that time was like Google.
It's not even accurate. Sometimes it just hallucinates.
Yeah, and so I would ask my mom, I'm like, what does this mean? She's like, what is that? Like, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, okay, never mind. But I know you do language courses, so I'm like learning very slow, pretty words in Uygurca from you, because I feel like you speak so beautifully, and it's not even like, I've heard a lot of different types of people speak, but you speak it in a very poetic way.
Oh, Rahmat. I enunciate a lot, and there's like Urumqi accent and like more southern accent, northern accent. Well, thank you. And this is a perfect plug for my beginner Uyghur language course.
Yes, plug her.
Hi Divas, quick little break from the episode. Today's episode is sponsored by 1001 Nights of Lessons, which is my Uyghur language online course. As you may or may not know, I'm an Uyghur girl and I'm teaching my mother language Uyghurca on 1001nightsoflessons.com. As of right now, there is a summer 2026 beginner Uyghur language course you can sign up for already. The course officially starts on July 11th and it's an 8 weeks beginner Uyghur language program where we meet every week through Zoom on the weekends. Each week is a different topic, grammar focus, vocabulary focus. In addition to the 1 hour class in the beginner Uyghur language course, you also get a conversation corner where you get to practice what you learn right after class for 15 to 30 minutes. Şoňa Uygurçany öýrenmekçi bolsaňyz, bu ýazdan başlap menden öýrenseňiz boldy. I plan to just continue teaching different seasons, so even if you're watching this at a different time, you might find something that will work for you.
I discovered you through your twin sister because your twin sister has commented on one of my questions, and then I checked out your social media, and I loved what you're sharing about Central Asian culture and your whimsical lifestyle on social media,
Yeah.
which we will get into.
Thanks.
But I want to talk about the fact that you have a twin sister.
I do.
How is it like growing up with twins?
My name is Dilmira, and her name is Dilfira. So I'm technically the younger one. She's my older sister.
How many minutes
which is
older?
1 minute. So,
Does that affect your dynamic?
it does. It really does. We can ask my sister, does the minute affect our dynamic? She said yes. She creates food content, and she does create like Uyghur food content too.
Oh my God.
So
Yes.
yeah, it's called Fira Eats. She's getting so embarrassed.
Do you want to pop in to show how identical you guys are?
So this is Dilmi and this is Dilfi. We're fraternal twins, so we're not identical. But a lot of people think that we're identical.
You are very similar. What is your favorite thing about growing up as twin?
I would say favorite thing is the fact that you have a built-in best friend at all times.
Oh yeah.
That's really nice. Sometimes I say this to people, like, I can't imagine not having a twin, and I feel really bad for those that don't, because like I think it's such a unique experience that you can't really quantify or like articulate into words.
Yeah.
From outside of the club, I can only be jealous. You know what I would do? I would make my twin wear like different outfits and figure out that's not for me.
We
do that a lot.
We do that a lot.
She's actually more Uyghur than I am.
How did that happen?
I know. I don't know.
So my cultural identity is heavily tied to the cuisine, that shared experience, and just like everyone at the table eating and like grabbing and like eating polo with your hands and just getting very messy and like, you know, it's just like olash jolash. Like I just love that kind of environment and ambiance.
What's some of your favorite dishes that you're best at cooking in Uyghur cuisine?
I can answer. She makes really good samsa. I'm the taster.
Oh, samsa, yeah.
It's literally like the tunur samsa. Like the ones that you find back home, it tastes exactly like that.
Let's circle back to your social media journey. I love your beauty videos. When did you decide to share more of your culture and that side of you?
I actually shared a lot of my culture in the beginning before beauty. My account kind of grew when I started sharing my mom's cooking. And so I would share like polo, I would share lagman, but I would label it as like, oh, point of view, you crave fried rice, but you're Central Asian. So I would like create hooks for people. I knew that being Uyghur wasn't like a relatable thing for a lot of people because we're such a minority group. So I felt like being Central Asian was more palatable and more like digestible for people because at the end of the day, we all do share the same culture in a way. And even though there's some things that are a little different, most of the stuff comes from the same source. And then I pivoted into beauty when I remember there was one video I did where I did like a blush video and that went like super viral and it hit like 8 million views in like a day.
Wow. What do you think that made it viral?
Honestly, I think it was my features. I just looked Uyghur and my face wasn't common on social media. And so I think people were just intrigued by the way that I looked. That's what kind of made me pivot into a beauty space because that's when I realized, oh, my face is like not ugly. You know?
Of course not.
But like, you know, when you grow up and you see a lot of Western features getting idolized on social media, you start kind of not putting yourself in that space because you think, oh, I can't succeed in this realm because people are not going to want to watch my type of face.
The reality is exact opposite. Your differences makes you so unique and beautiful and out of this world. That's why I'm so happy to see more and more like Uyghur girls or even like just our international diverse girlies sharing their culture online or just themselves because we need representation.
Being an Uyghur girl also, I didn't see another Uyghur girl, like woman, on social media. it kind of annoys me when I'll say like a lot of men will make comments and be like, oh, she's just a beauty creator. Like, oh, she just does makeup. Like, that's just, she's so feminine and girly and this is all she can do.
Yes, and?
Yes, and exactly. Like, I'm sorry that you couldn't do that. I think like it's so empowering to see women that look like me on social media just like flaunt their features, because then it makes me confident to do the same thing. Like, I learn from them. And I also, one reason why I loved doing beauty content and also still love doing it is because a lot of Uyghur girls that are in their teens or like growing up and that are younger than me, they would DM me and like call me Ada and be like, oh my God, like I love your videos. Can I call you Acha? Like, please, like I love you so much. I can't believe there's another Uyghur creator like on this app, and I follow you and I watch your videos. And that just made me so happy, because I didn't realize that me being in a space where it's like, it's not only just our culture, it's just beauty, like that invited just people that could relate to me.
And just succeed in whichever field that you are at and just shine and take up as much space as you need as an Uyghur girl in and out of itself is like a great inspiring thing to so many other people. I think it's like so integral to who we are too, the beauty part of what you're sharing. You keep your natural features, your hair is amazing, and you keep your natural curls.
Growing up in America, I would cut my hair often, but my grandma, she would constantly be like, don't cut it, don't cut it.
Baxtыңыз kesilip кетеді деп.
And so she would just like want it to be long and like untouched, no dye. Don't put like heat on your hair. I didn't bring out my curls until I was older, because I just wasn't proud of my hair type. I didn't know what it was. Our hair type is like
frizzy, curly.
Yes, like
What did you used to do? Would you hide it or like straighten it?
I remember I had a wet little like the bottle. Yes, exactly that. I would just wet my hair and I would slick it back. And it was so ugly. It was so ugly because I would take a little strand out and I would do like a side bang. And it was so ugly.
I can imagine it. With the side band is crazy.
I also had like a phase where I would wear wigs because I hated my hair texture.
Look how far you have come. And you know, like your hairstyle and even like mine, I would say now is coming back. Now I think is the trend of like embracing natural hair and curls. I don't even style it that much. I guess it's just my laziness. I'm like, oh, my laziness is in trend now. So,
yeah, but it's so pretty. Like
yeah.
That's the thing, is I think it's the fact that like we don't realize that our natural features are the best. Like that's literally the best features that match us.
What are some of your favorite beauty tips from our tradition, from Uyghur tradition, that you adopt and love?
I do a lot of like hair oiling. I try and moisturize my hair a lot. I got into usma, which is that root that comes from our region.
I know we use it for eyelashes and eyebrow. When I was young, I used usma to connect a unibrow, and it's a thing.
That was a thing.
Yeah,
I remember this.
I want to do that again, but I can't do it anymore. I think like kids do it more.
We need to bring that back.
Unibrow was considered like a beauty, like you're beautiful in Uyghur girl traditionally. What are some of your favorite phrases and sayings in Uyghur language?
Oh, I guess not a phrase, but like wuye, like an expression. Like I catch myself saying that all the time when I fall or like when I'm accidentally gonna do. I'm like wuye. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, wuijan, wuye. I say it a lot.
Wuijan, wuye. Or woy.
Yes.
This is where my like grandma Uyghur comes from.
What's your favorite Uyghur fashion that influenced your current personal style?
We have a lot of color in our fashion. And I think that's one thing that influenced me a lot. Out of all of my friends, my fashion taste is very cultural. I take a lot of inspiration from Central Asian culture. Literally, this shirt is very cultural. Like
I love that.
Yeah, it's very unique to me. Or like atlas, like I love adding a little like atlas bag to my outfit.
Yeah, me too. I love like a good furry coat. For some reason, that's
Yes.
yeah, that's so.
Or the
I don't know if
hat.
and the hat too.
Yes.
And like jewelries, like just like
Oh,
over
yes.
the top big earrings and bangles. I love that.
Yes.
If you can go back in time in our history, what kind of character do you want to be? Does that make sense? And where would you be in the setting? Like, for example, for me, I would want to go back, like back when the Silk Road was flourishing. I want to be incarnated as Amanisa Khan, maybe. or like maybe just like a merchant on the Silk Road, like a fierce woman. Have you ever thought about that?
I've never thought about that actually. That's a really good question. I want to be in Turpan in like the caves. Yeah, I want to be a cave dweller. Like I don't want to be talked to. I want to be mysterious and have like long hair. Maybe a witch. Honestly, maybe a witch.
Yeah, there is like the disappearing lowland city. There was those like beautiful mummies that were found in Taklamagan desert.
I would be a mummy.
You would be back when they were alive in the desert city.
Yes.
And they look
Yeah.
beautiful, like with the lashes, but nobody knows their identity and who they are. There's like speculations, but have you heard about that? The lowland.
I did.
mummy,
My
yeah.
dad sends me those videos all the time.
All right, last one. Since you are a beauty and hair expert as one of your passion, can you teach us right now, hands-on, how to braid or style your hair?
So I used to do this a lot in the summer, and because we're getting into that season, I'll teach you this hairstyle. But the one reason why I love braiding so much is because I have frizzy hair, and I feel like the best way to like hide frizz is to braid it. And it's a very big part of our culture. Honestly, I feel like that's why we braided our hair a lot back then. It was because we just had so much to deal with. Let's do the 4 braids. We're gonna split our hair down in the middle. You're gonna take your hair out. After you split both hair like down the middle, you split it again. I'm just gonna put this up here. We're just doing the 3-way braid.
This is so fun. I'm done with my first one. This is such a bonding experience. We're having the best quality time over Zoom.
I know. I'm not gonna lie, your hairstyle like right now is kind of eating. I love it so much. Yeah, this is a very girly moment that we're having.
It's moments like this makes me feel like having a podcast is worth it. And just meeting cool people like yourself, especially diverse divas like yourself.
Yes, I love it. I also love meeting divas. I think it's so cool. Look, it's like there's more. This is when we are going to French braid. French braiding is my favorite style because you know when you have baby hair like over here and it's so hard to like put it in, the easiest way is to just French braid it into a braid. So you're gonna start in the middle. You're gonna take like a tiny bit out. You do your little braid and you're only gonna braid once. You're going to take one end and you're gonna connect it with a little bit of hair on this side. And then you're gonna take that and bring it over.
When I French braid, the spine ended up being overted.
It's because you do it under. So you're supposed to do it over.
Okay. Yeah, you see, yours is inverted, mine is overted.
Yeah. Those are called Dutch braids. It's like I'm FaceTiming my girl.
I
you
know.
I was so nervous at first because I think like meeting in a very professional like setting is kind of daunting, but now that it's happening, I feel so close to you for some reason.
I know. We're just like really connecting on a woman sisterhood level, you know, women.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about our culture is how matriarchal our culture is. Like, honestly, a lot of people don't realize that the person that really does make a lot of the decisions in the household, in Uyghur households, it's the mom.
Even though the dad acts like a patriarchal, misogynistic behavior sometimes, but subliminally, it's the moms
mother.
that are controlling everything. Not controlling, I mean, moving. It's the,
Yes, moving parts.
yeah.
Oh my god, beautiful.
I'm finished.
I usually put the hair behind my ears.
This is so cute. I love it so much. Thank you so much, Dilmira, for teaching us how to braid and share your story and our culture together. I had the best time.
You're welcome.